When you're making a calculation using miles per gallon, keep track of your units. In the end, we want to have gallons for our answer. Abbreviate there. And we're given 200 miles, we're given 18 miles per gallon. So you could say, I can go 18 miles for 1 gallon. That's the same thing as saying 1 gallon for 18 miles, right? And the second one is more useful because we want to get gallons by itself, so we want to have gallons in the numerator. So we're going to use this ratio, and it's a person is going to take a 200-mile trip, so we can multiply this by 200 because then the miles units will cross cancel. Right, so you got mile up top, mile on bottom. Those cross cancel to give us just the gallons units we want. So 1, make this into a fraction, you're going to do 1 times 200 makes 200, and then 18 times 1 makes 18, so it's 200 out of 18 gallons, but then that obviously isn't helpful, so let's simplify that a little bit more. It's 11.1 gallons, so just a little bit over 11 gallons is what you should expect to use. Okay, question 2, a car gets 24 miles per gallon. Person did not have their phone GPS turned on, they want to know how far they traveled. When they gas up, they realize they spent 12 gallons of gas. So how far have they traveled? They want to know a distance. They want to know miles, which is our unit of distance that we're using in this problem. So in this problem, we'd want to use this representation because miles is up top. That's the one we're looking for. 24 miles for 1 gallon. And then we're going to make the gallons units cross cancel. That way we just have miles. So I'm going to multiply this by 12 gallons. Cross cancels, so you can turn that into a fraction, multiply straight across the top. So 24 times 12, that's 288, and 1 times 1 is going to give us just 1, so you might as well just say it's 288 miles is how far they traveled. Question 3, a person's vehicle gets 30 miles per gallon. Their journey on the road is 250 miles, and then they tell us the cost, so how much should they expect to spend? They want to know a dollar amount, right? So we want to have dollars for our final units. And they tell us the cost per gallon is $3.87. So there's my dollars. For $3.87, I get 1 gallon at the store. You could write that as 1 gallon over $3.87, but this is better because dollars is in the numerator, right? And now I need to get rid of the gallons. So I can multiply this by something that involves gallons up here. So not the 250 miles, 30 miles per gallon. That one's going to work. And you don't want to do this, 30 miles per gallon, because then you don't have gallons to cross cancel. You're going to get gallons squared in the denominator. So this is another instance where we want to flip it. We get 1 gallon for every 30 miles we drive. That way the gallons cross cancel, but we've got miles now to deal with. So multiply straight across the top. $3.87 for 30. Oh, that can't be right. 30 miles. Oh, okay, that makes sense. That does make sense. I thought it was gallons, but we cross-canceled gallons. Okay, so we're getting closer to having just dollars. Now we just need miles to disappear, and that's where they tell us the journey on the road is 250 miles. So multiply this by 250 miles to make the miles units cross-cancel. And now we've just got dollars. So if you multiply straight across the top, 387 times 250, and then divide by the bottom, you get $32 and what was it, 50 cents? 25 cents. That's how much it costs. And then last question, question 4. Person suspects that the miles per gallon number given them by the car dealership is wrong, so they're going to check it. So the person drives 160 miles, they pull over and they fill up the tank, and they have 8.5 gallons to fill up that tank. So assuming it was full to start with, they just drove 160 miles for 8.5 gallons. And if we want to know miles per 1 gallon, you take the miles, 160 miles, divide by the 8.5 gallons. When you divide those two numbers, you've calculated your miles per gallon. So they're getting about 18.8 miles per gallon, according to their recent measurements.